Have you ever wondered why some of the healthiest foods in your kitchen foods you buy to protect your heart, keep your brain sharp, and give you the strength to enjoy every day lose their flavor, texture, and even their life-saving nutrients, long before you've had the chance to enjoy them? For seniors, every nutrient counts. Your body isn't just keeping time, it's fighting to stay strong, to keep bones dense, memory clear, and energy steady. Yet without realizing it, many people let a silent thief rob their food of its value every single day. That thief? The refrigerator. Yes, the very appliance we rely on to preserve our groceries can, in many cases, do the opposite. For certain foods, refrigeration isn't protection, it's destruction. It strips away antioxidants, damages delicate cell structures, dulls flavors, and sometimes even makes food harmful. And the cost is more than just throwing away spoiled groceries. It's the slow, hidden erosion of your health. Imagine this. You spend your hard-earned money on fresh garlic to help lower your blood pressure, ripe tomatoes to protect your heart, creamy avocados to keep your brain young. But instead of delivering those benefits, half of their nutritional power is gone before they ever touch your plate, all because of one simple but costly storage mistake. Today, more than ever, understanding how to store your food isn't just about avoiding waste. It's about preserving the very nutrients your body depends on. Seniors often need higher amounts of certain vitamins and minerals to support healthy aging, and losing them through improper storage is like throwing away the medicine your body needs. Over the next few minutes, we'll reveal 9 foods you should never refrigerate, and we'll explain exactly why. You'll learn the science of how the cold damages them, what that means for your health, and the simple changes you can make to keep their full power intact. And if you've been making these mistakes for years, don't worry, you're not alone. Most people have no idea that avoiding the fridge for certain foods could actually help them live healthier, longer lives. So take a deep breath, open your mind, and get ready to see your kitchen in a whole new light. By the end, you won't just know which foods to keep out of the cold. You'll know how to store them so they stay at their peak of flavor, freshness, and nutritional value. Because when it comes to your health, every single bite matters. Garlic has been celebrated for centuries as both a culinary treasure and a natural medicine. For seniors, it's far more than a flavorful seasoning. It's a powerful ally against high blood pressure, heart disease, and infections. The compound responsible for much of garlic's magic is called allicin, which has antibacterial, antiviral, and anti-inflammatory properties. But here's the shocking truth. Put garlic in the refrigerator and you can cut its benefits in half in less than 2 weeks. The problem starts the moment garlic is exposed to cold, damp air. In the refrigerator, temperatures hover just above freezing, and humidity levels are high. This combination encourages sprouting. Those green shoots you see aren't just a sign of age. They're a signal that your garlic is losing potency. Sprouted garlic tastes bitter, can irritate the digestive tract, and contains fewer of the health-protective compounds that make garlic so valuable. Worse still, refrigeration creates the perfect breeding ground for mold. Certain molds on garlic produce mycotoxins, harmful compounds that can stress the liver, weaken immunity, and over time contribute to serious illness. For older adults whose immune systems may already be more vulnerable, this hidden danger is not worth the risk. A study from the University of California, Davis, found that refrigerated garlic loses about 50% of its allicin content in just 10 days. That's like buying a bottle of supplements and throwing half of it in the trash before even opening it. And once allicin is gone, no amount of chopping or crushing can bring it back. Cold also damages garlic's texture. Its natural cell walls break down, turning firm cloves into mushy paste that sticks to your knife. If you've ever tried to mince refrigerated garlic, you've probably noticed how it clumps and refuses to separate into neat little pieces. This isn't just inconvenient, it's a sign that the essential oils carrying garlic's flavor are breaking down. The best way to store garlic is in a cool, dry, well-ventilated place. A mesh bag, basket, or even a small bowl on your kitchen counter works perfectly. The ideal temperature is between 60 and 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Avoid sealed containers or plastic bags, which trap moisture and accelerate spoilage. Keep garlic away from direct sunlight and from heat sources like your stove, as warmth and humidity speed up sprouting. Whole bulbs can last up to 6 months when stored properly. Once you break the head open, use the cloves within 10 days for the best flavor and health benefits. And here's a tip. Room temperature garlic releases its essential oils more freely than cold garlic, meaning your dishes will have richer aroma and deeper taste. For seniors who rely on garlic to support heart health, fight inflammation, and boost immunity, storing it correctly is not just a matter of flavor. It's a matter of preserving medicine that nature put right in your kitchen. Bananas are one of the most convenient and affordable fruits you can buy portable, naturally sweet, and packed with nutrients that support energy, digestion, and heart health. For seniors, they're an easy source of potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure, as well as vitamin C, vitamin B6, and dietary fiber. But here's the surprising truth. Put your bananas in the refrigerator, and you're not just changing their color, you're stripping away a huge portion of their nutritional value. Bananas are tropical fruits, and their cells have never evolved to handle cold temperatures. When you place them in the fridge, they suffer what scientists call chilling injury. The cold ruptures their cell membranes, causing enzymes and organic acids to leak out. This triggers a cascade of breakdown processes that start from the inside, even before you notice changes on the outside. The most visible sign is the blackening of the peel. While this doesn't always mean the inside is rotten, it's a clear sign that the fruit's defense systems have failed. Inside, the flesh begins to turn mushy, and certain areas may start to develop brown spots, dead tissue where bacteria and mold can take hold. The nutrient loss is even more concerning. A study from the Queensland Department of Agriculture found that bananas stored below 56 degrees Fahrenheit lose up to 80% of their vitamin C content in just 5 days. For seniors who often need more vitamin C to support immune function and collagen production, that's a serious loss. Cold storage also halts the ripening process, meaning the banana stops producing beneficial compounds like antioxidants and polyphenols. To keep bananas at their best, store them at room temperature, ideally between 56 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Hanging them on a banana hook prevents bruising and allows air to circulate freely, slowing down spoilage. Bananas produce ethylene gas, which accelerates ripening, so avoid placing them next to other fruits unless you want them to ripen faster. You can even control ripening speed with a few simple tricks. To ripen bananas more quickly, place them in a paper bag with an apple or another ripe banana. The extra ethylene will speed things along. To slow ripening, separate the bunch and wrap each stem with plastic wrap, which reduces ethylene release by up to 40%. If your bananas reach perfect ripeness, but you can't eat them right away, you can refrigerate them for 1 or 2 days, but be aware the peel will blacken even if the inside is still edible. A better option is to peel and freeze them. Frozen bananas are excellent for smoothies, and they create a naturally creamy texture without adding ice. For older adults who depend on bananas for steady energy and heart health support, protecting their vitamin and antioxidant content is essential. Keep them out of the fridge, and you'll enjoy not only better taste and texture, but also all the nutrients your body needs. Onions are more than just a cooking staple. They're a nutritional powerhouse, especially valuable for seniors. They contain antioxidants like quercetin, which helps reduce inflammation, support heart health, and even protect brain function. They also have antibacterial properties that can strengthen the immune system. But all these benefits can be compromised with one common mistake: putting whole onions in the refrigerator. The moment you place an onion in the fridge, it's exposed to a level of humidity far higher than it needs. Refrigerators typically maintain humidity around 95%, while onions store best at about 65% or less. That excess moisture seeps through the onion's papery outer skin, making it soft and creating a perfect breeding ground for mold. Black mold on onions can produce aflatoxins, some of the most carcinogenic substances known in food science. For seniors who may already be more vulnerable to toxins, this is a hidden health hazard you don't want in your kitchen. Even before mold appears, refrigeration changes onions at the molecular level. Cold temperatures convert the onions' natural starches into sugars, altering their flavor. A study from Texas University showed that refrigerated onions had a 270% increase in sugar content after just 2 weeks. This can throw off your recipes, turning a savory French onion soup unexpectedly sweet, and it also affects the onion's ability to caramelize properly when cooked. Another issue is texture. In the cold, tiny ice crystals form inside the onions, cells rupturing their walls. This leaves the onion limp and watery instead of crisp and firm. For dishes that rely on that satisfying crunch, like fresh salads or salsas refrigerated, onions simply won't deliver. The best way to store whole onions is in a cool, dry, well-ventilated area, such as a pantry, cellar, or mesh basket. The ideal storage temperature is between 45 and 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Avoid plastic bags, which trap moisture, and never store onions near potatoes. The gases they release will cause each other to spoil faster. Once you cut into an onion, the rules change. Cut onions should be wrapped tightly or placed in an airtight container and stored in the refrigerator, then used within 7 days. At that point, refrigeration helps prevent bacterial growth on the exposed surface. But whole onions? Keep them far from the fridge if you want to preserve their flavor, texture, and nutritional power. For seniors, onions can be more than just a flavor enhancer. They can be part of a diet that supports heart health, reduces inflammation and strengthens immunity. Store them correctly, and you'll get every bit of their natural goodness in every meal. Tomatoes are one of the most versatile and health-boosting foods in the kitchen, especially for seniors. Bursting with vitamins C, K, and A, they're also one of the richest sources of lycopene, a powerful antioxidant shown to protect the heart, improve skin health, and reduce the risk of certain cancers. But all these benefits can be drastically reduced, and in some cases completely destroyed. If you store your tomatoes in the refrigerator, the damage starts at the genetic level. Researchers at the University of Florida discovered that chilling tomatoes below 54 degrees Fahrenheit deactivates hundreds of the genes responsible for producing their signature flavor and aroma compounds. Even more alarming, once these genes shut down, they don't fully recover, meaning your tomato will never taste or smell the way it should, even after returning to room temperature. But the loss isn't just about taste. Cold temperatures reduce the bioavailability of lycopene by up to 65%. Lycopene works best when paired with certain enzymes that aid absorption, but refrigeration destroys many of those enzymes entirely. This means even the lycopene that remains in a chilled tomato becomes much harder for your body to use, robbing you of one of the most important heart protective compounds in your diet. Then there's the texture problem. Under a microscope, you can see that refrigeration causes ice crystals to form between the tomato's cell walls. These crystals puncture and rupture the cells, turning the flesh mealy, watery, and grainy. Instead of the juicy, firm bite you expect, you're left with a limp, flavorless shell of what was once a vibrant fruit. The best way to store tomatoes is at room temperature, ideally between 55 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit, stem side down. This position reduces moisture loss through the stem scar and slows bacterial entry. Keep them out of direct sunlight, but don't hide them in a dark cupboard. They need gentle, indirect light to maintain their nutrients. Never store tomatoes in plastic bags. Their natural ethylene gas needs to escape, or it will speed up rotting. If you have more ripe tomatoes than you can use, resist the urge to refrigerate them. Instead, transform them into sauces or soups and freeze those for later. In fact, cooked tomato products often have higher lycopene availability than raw ones, and freezing preserves those benefits without damaging the fruit's structure. For seniors, every nutrient matters. Storing tomatoes correctly means keeping their heart protective power, their vibrant color, and their fresh garden taste intact. It's a small change in habit, but one that pays off in flavor and health benefits every time you take a bite. Avocados are often called nature's butter, but for seniors, they're much more than a creamy indulgence. They're a nutritional powerhouse packed with over 20 essential nutrients, including potassium, magnesium, folate, vitamins C, E, and K, and heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. These healthy fats, especially oleic acid, are known to support brain function, reduce inflammation, and help the body absorb fat-soluble vitamins from other foods. Unfortunately, all of these benefits can be rapidly diminished if avocados are stored in the refrigerator before they've ripened. Cold temperatures disrupt the delicate structure of avocado flesh through a process called lipid peroxidation. This is when healthy fats oxidize and degrade, creating harmful free radicals instead of beneficial compounds. A Stanford University study found that refrigerated avocados can lose up to 90% of their antioxidant activity in just 4 days. That's like taking one of the most nutrient-rich fruits in the world and stripping it of nearly all its protective power. The cold also triggers an overactive response from an enzyme called polyphenol oxidase. This is the same enzyme responsible for browning, but under cold stress, it works overtime, breaking down cell walls and converting healthy compounds into bitter, potentially irritating substances. The result? A watery, stringy texture that no longer mashes smoothly, and a dull, sometimes unpleasant taste that can ruin your guacamole or avocado toast. The solution is simple. Let avocados ripen at room temperature, ideally between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, with plenty of air circulation. You can speed up ripening by placing them in a paper bag with a banana. The ethylene gas released will cut ripening time in half. If you buy multiple avocados, choose them at different stages of ripeness, so you always have one ready to eat without needing to refrigerate. Once ripe, avocados can be placed in the fridge for up to 2 to 3 days if necessary, but be aware that some quality loss is inevitable. If you've cut an avocado and can't finish it, leave the pit in the unused half. Brush the exposed flesh with lemon juice and store it in an airtight container with a slice of onion. The sulfur compounds in the onion naturally slow browning without altering the flavor. This method can keep cut avocados fresh for up to 48 hours at room temperature. For seniors looking to maintain sharp minds, strong hearts, and anti-inflammatory support, protecting the quality of avocado fats and antioxidants is essential. Store them correctly, and you'll enjoy not just better taste, but the full health benefits of one of nature's most perfect foods. Potatoes may seem like a humble pantry staple, but for seniors they can be an important source of slow-release energy, potassium for heart health, vitamin B6 for brain function, and dietary fiber for digestion. They're inexpensive, versatile, and can be cooked in countless ways, but one mistake can ruin both their taste and their nutritional value, putting them in the refrigerator. When potatoes are stored at cold temperatures, a chemical process called cold-induced sweetening takes place. The starches in the potato convert into sugars much faster than normal. While this might sound harmless, it has two major downsides. First, it changes the flavor, making the potato overly sweet and altering the way it cooks. Second, and more concerning, these excess sugars can react with the amino acid asparagine during high heat cooking, like frying, roasting, or baking, to form acrylamide, a compound linked to increased cancer risk. The UK Food Standards Agency has issued warnings about storing potatoes in the fridge for exactly this reason. Studies have shown that refrigerating potatoes can cause acrylamide levels to increase significantly when they are later cooked at high temperatures. For seniors who may already be more vulnerable to the effects of harmful compounds, this is an easy risk to avoid. Cold storage also affects texture. Ice crystals can form within the potato's cells, causing them to rupture. This results in a mealy, gritty mouthfeel instead of the fluffy interior you expect from a perfectly cooked potato. The best way to store potatoes is in a cool, dark, well-ventilated space, ideally between 45 and 55 degrees Fahrenheit. A pantry, cellar, or breathable basket is perfect. Keep them away from onions. The gases onions release can cause potatoes to sprout faster. Speaking of sprouting, those little green shoots are a sign the potato is producing solanine, a natural toxin that can cause nausea, headaches, and in large amounts more serious health issues. Sprouted or green-tinged potatoes should be discarded, especially for seniors with sensitive digestive systems. If you buy potatoes in bulk, check them regularly and remove any that show signs of sprouting or softening to prevent them from affecting the rest of the batch. For cooked potatoes, refrigeration is fine. Just make sure they've been cooled quickly after cooking to prevent bacterial growth, and use them within 3 to 4 days. For older adults aiming to maintain steady energy levels and heart health, keeping potatoes at the right storage temperature isn't just about preserving taste. It's about avoiding unnecessary chemical changes that could impact long-term well-being. In the end, protecting the quality of your food isn't just about taste. It's about health, especially as we get older. For seniors, every nutrient matters. The right storage method can mean the difference between getting the full benefit of a food's vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, or unknowingly throwing them away. Don't think about it. Each of the 9 foods we've discussed is something you might eat regularly. Garlic that keeps your heart strong and your immune system sharp. Bananas that provide potassium for healthy blood pressure. Onions that fight inflammation. Tomatoes rich in lycopene to protect your heart. Avocados loaded with brain-boosting fats. Potatoes that provide steady energy. Bread that fuels your body. Coffee beans that can give you an antioxidant kick. Even olive oil, which supports your heart and reduces inflammation. When stored the wrong way, often in the refrigerator, each of these foods can lose a significant portion of its health benefits, sometimes by half or more. And here's the truth. Most people don't realize food storage mistakes build up over time. A single week of poorly stored produce might not make a difference you can feel, but months or years of nutrient loss can add up to missed opportunities for better health, stronger immunity, and sharper thinking. For older adults, this can have a direct impact on energy levels, disease prevention, and quality of life. The good news? You now have the knowledge to prevent it. By simply moving certain foods out of the fridge, keeping them at the right temperature, and letting them breathe when they need to, you can reclaim the flavor, texture, and nutritional value nature intended. These small, everyday changes can make a big difference meal after meal, year after year. So, the next time you come home from the store, pause before automatically putting everything into the refrigerator. Think about where each food truly belongs. Treat your ingredients with care, and they'll reward you with better taste and better health. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these surprised you the most? Have you been refrigerating one of them for years without knowing the damage? Share your experiences in the comments below. I read every one of them. And if you found today's video helpful, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss a tip that could improve your health, your meals, and your life. Your body deserves the best. Your food can give you that if you let it.